welcome Sonka.
Hello, Becca. Yeah, good to see you again.
I'm so excited to have a chat with you about your experience of the Master NLP Practitioner and Breakthrough Coaching course.
I
Yay!
know, I can't believe it. I've been waiting for it so long and now it's all gone. I miss
I
you.
know. Bless you.
Yeah.
You've just completed our Master Training course. And one of the things that I get asked more than anything is what is the difference between the practitioner and the Master Practitioner course? So I'd love to hand that question over to you.
Oh gosh, in a practitioner, NLP practitioner, I think for me the biggest difference was when you said, okay, we kind of try to. That's how you say it, isn't it? We in NLP practitioner we think out of the box, and in master NLP practitioner we remove the box. And to be honest, when you said it first time, I was like, no, I like my box because I'm very auditory digital, and I like my box. Please don't take it away from me. And and for me, suddenly it's like, oh my god, I won't know where to go. I'll have all these techniques. So it was initial panic for me, but actually, when we started going through it, it just gives such a freedom of mind, freedom of techniques, freedom of what you need to use on the spot. Um, and I completely understand what you mean now, removing the box, because you just naturally go with the language or you go with the technique. You don't need a script necessarily for them. And you just make it a part of the conversation with client, and it's beautiful. So for me, I think that's the biggest difference. That the NLP practitioner, you've got your scripts, which is definitely important to go through that process and understand the language and get it a little bit into your thinking and subconscious mind. But then actually using that language freely is really like you gave us a wings. I think that's the best way to describe it. That actually literally removed us and gave us the wings to be able to use that language more freely without actually having the barrier of script in front of us, and especially like a partial integration, because it's quite long process, isn't it, going through. And the way we've done it in Master Practitioner was actually sat there this morning, before our class. Actually, somebody was sat there, I can just do it. And it was one of the techniques which I found a little bit like, I was like, okay, we have to go through the process, but I know where we are going. So yeah, I think it's the best way to describe it. Just give us wings with whatever we already knew.
Yeah, I love that. It gives you the freedom to really make it your own as well, didn't it?
Yes, definitely. You just use your own language. You use your own, as I said, just part of you, part of the coaching, part of the conversation. So then it's really beautiful transformation from scripted to that freedom.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So as you went through the master training course, then you obviously were learning how to become a master coach, but also receiving master coaching from
Yeah.
students. How was that experience for you?
Oh, it was, gosh, such a transitions, such a shifts, even further, because obviously we tend to use NLP on ourselves. But I think for me, when just to backtrack a little bit, when I went for NLP practitioner, I was very much thinking about clients, how to use it, uh, because I have done lots of self-development before, and I thought I'm all good, which obviously, uh, again, massive shifts when we started doing the techniques in NLP practitioner. But this time, I came with intention to really make most of it for my self-development in a training itself. No, it was amazing from two point of view, because there's always something to work on, and these techniques go so far, so deep, uh, that it's you literally just experiencing shifts on the spot. Like how many times we could go, so what was the problem? And you go, uh, you can't, it's there somewhere, but you can't even vocalize it anymore. and we are talking few minutes. And so it was amazing, and I don't think I quite fully appreciated it as an NLP practitioner. So this time, definitely my intention was to make most of it as me, as well as learn. So that was massive when you actually lean into it and let it happen.
Yeah.
And the other dimension to it, that's the base, one of the best learnings, for me, learning ways you can experience, just to have it done on you, and then obviously practice it on someone else, and see it on the spot and feel it on the spot.
Yeah.
um yeah, does it answer the
Yeah,
question
yeah, it
that
does. It just made me think, like, as we went through the week, I remember when I was like, right, well, we all need problems. And as we were
yeah,
making
it
our way
was like,
through the week,
oh,
I was like, Becky, I think all my problems have gone. Like, leave me
exactly.
alone. I've got no
By the
more
end of the
problems.
week, we were actually squabbling on the bottom of the barrel for problems.
Yeah, but that was a sign that everyone experienced so many shifts, because we could no longer even think of problems to use to practice with.
No. Yeah, but equally it was nice to kind of pick one problem, maybe if you couldn't think of anything else, and use it for different techniques, and see the differences, the different angles, which I found quite interesting actually, because I couldn't think of a problem, so it's like, okay, let's do this one again. And every time with each technique, it brought different perspective, some different words, there's some from subconscious. So even that little thing, just using the same technique on different techniques on the same problem, that itself was quite educating.
Yeah.
That which part of that problem actually it brings out,
Mm.
and that you solve it from different aspects as well. So it was brilliant. It was great fun. Great fun.
We have quite a few people who have done practitioner but are not quite sure about doing master practitioner, and who might be considering it but are not sure what to expect or what's going to happen, or
Hmm.
whether to do it or not. What would you suggest if somebody's in that position?
I was in that position. When I signed up for an NLP practitioner, I was like, yeah, this is I don't need anything else. This is so amazing itself. I don't need anything else. But then I thought, no, I want to know more. And it was my first kind of, no, I want to know more. And I'm so glad I've done it. Because yes, if you want to stay with an NLP practitioner, there is so much you can do with that. But if you want to get that another level of I don't of implementing the NLP, thinking of NLP, and really get that level of conversational NLP, I would say, I think is the best way to describe it without those. Obviously, there are certain techniques. I'll go back to scripts, because that's how they are done. But just don't know how to even describe it. It's just completely blows the NLP practitioner knowledge into another level, and you can really see and hear yourself thinking before you say something, which shows, oh, this is really good NLP sentence. Oh, so it really gives you that freedom of thinking on the spot, and a confidence, so you can actually do the NLP techniques without your client even knowing, or without your client even realizing that you're coaching them, without your client actually being sat there while you're reading the script. So there are, I don't again, I don't think I fully understand, because it's hard to explain if you haven't done it. But it just takes an NLP practitioner to complete a different dimension. And I know you like to say that in NLP we are thinking out of the box, as I said at the beginning, and with master you are removing the box, and that's exactly what it is. You've got all suddenly so many directions, but not in confusing way. You kind of naturally know which one to take, and what to use, and just make it you. And that, yeah, definitely, if you want to know more, even if you want to practice, to start with an NLP practitioner, I would definitely do the master, because it just makes it whole.
Mm,
It just makes it whole. I think for me, it's like an NLP practitioner to learn to drive the car and kind of park it for a year and then go back to it. And so you are still on that kind of learning and using, but master practitioner is just to kind of take that car and drive it for, for full potential, and then even upgrade for McLaren or whatever that is you want, or even buy airplane. So
mm.
I think that's how I would describe it. There's such a massive difference.
Yeah. And from what you've said, it sounds like as well, like, and this is what I feel like everyone gets when they train, is it strengthens that connection with your inner guidance to trust in your capabilities as a person and
100%.
as an NLP master practitioner. I love, it's like mastery.
Yeah, because you are relying on your own subconscious, your own intuition, your own kind of coaching, feeling what that client needs on the spot. You're not relying on what script you've got. You're not relying on which technique to use, because it's just a master practitioner makes it so clear naturally without actually giving you a table. This use for what this. You just know. The way you teach it really goes into subconscious level, obviously. Yeah, that you just know on the spot
Mm.
what to use, and it's amazing confidence. It just comes. It surprises me to start with. It's like, oh, it shouldn't. It shouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, amazing. Thank you so much, Sonka, for sharing your experience of the master training course.
no problem at all. And also, what I wanted to say, Becca, that your demos, if you won't mind to add, or for me to add to it, your demos are priceless, and it's not many companies that who do them, if any, I don't know. But for me, the fact that you're actually doing demos with us in the training, you're recording them, and they are there to go back. It's another level, which I find very, very helpful, because it's always there to remind myself in case I don't use any of the techniques very often. And again, that another level of confidence that you don't have to worry. And whatever you learn in master practitioner, you've got something to rely on and go back to refresh, so you can really use the whole bucket, the whole spectrum of techniques
Yeah.
anytime.
Yeah. Yeah. You can
Yeah,
literally go through the course as many times as you want because it's all there.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Amazing. Thank you so much, Sonka.
no problem. Always a pleasure.